Okay, so let's see what we have created the last couple of sessions. Your site should look like this with the contours, and we have annotated our contours with the text, the surrounding properties, and with our property being labeled in the middle. So what we're going to do now is adjust our levels. So you can see that we currently have 3 levels within our project, and we would like to add more and adjust the levels accordingly. So let's go down. I'm going to go to floor plan, site plan. I'm going to go on my top ribbon next to the default 3D view. I'm going to click on section, and I'm just going to drag the section through just so if we go to our project browser on the right, you'll see under the question marks from the template setup that we've done, our section has not been allocated onto a view. So let's go ahead and double click on the section. I'm just going to turn off under the properties panel, the crop view and the crop region visible. I'm just going to turn that off so that I can see all of my levels in the project. You'll see that your CAD file, if you have not deleted it, will still be visible within the drawing. So let's just click on our drawing file, right click, scroll up to hide in view elements, so that we don't want to see our drawing file within our section view. So let's just click and drag our levels out of the way. The same for this side, if you just click and drag. So now we have our levels. As you can see, there's no dimension showing by finished floor level. If you highlight over it, you'll see it roughly behind the name of foundation level. So let's just click on our foundation level line. You'll see an elbow node. Just click on the elbow and your finished floor level dimension should pop up. So let's just click on one of these drag buttons and adjust our elbow, and that looks a lot cleaner than it did previously. So now what we're going to do, we're going to go to finish floor plan. As you can see, my drawing file is also visible here. I do not want to see this anymore. So just click on the drawing file, right click, hide in view elements. As you can see, my section line is different than it is in my site plan. So what I've done here is I have my orientation is set to project north. So how do we set project north? If you go to your site plan, go to view, manage, and go to under project location, position. If you click on position, you'll see relocate project, rotate true north, mirror project. As you can see, my project north has been grayed out. That's because my orientation on the site plan has been set to true north. So just click on a white space to close up that drop down menu. Then we'll go to orientation, set project north, and you'll see it'll auto adjust. So we have not yet set our project north, but with the site plan that's on your screen still at an angle, go to position, rotate project north, and just align selected line or plane and click on the bottom line. And you'll see a pop-up that says rotate project north command has successfully processed 149 elements. The number on your screen should differ. I have more elements within my template that has been rotated. So now your project north has been set, and you can just click back under orientation on true north and it will auto adjust to what we've drawn previously. So now we can go back to finish floor plan, go insert, link add, and we'll just look for where we have saved our floor plan. So you'll just have to look for the practical floor plan. We're going to import that into our file now. So open, and you'll see it being imported into your drawing. It's going to go to site plan. So you can see it's not in the correct position. So if you click on the drawing file, just remember to click on the pin to unpin it, then you'll be able to move it. If your drawing file is still pinned, if you try to move it, you wouldn't be able to move it, because this locks the drawing file into place for the duration of you working on your drawing file. So what we're going to do now is press AL for align. I'm going to click on the building line that we have created and align it with the front wall. So that has now been set in place. If you want to lock the drawing file on that axis, you can just go ahead and click on the building line again and click on the wall. There should be a pop-up of a pinned element. But for now, we're going to align our side of our garage to the property line. Let's go AL, click on the property line, and click on the side of our garage wall, and you'll see that it has been moved into place. So now once that has been done, we can go to floor plan, and our floor plan is in the correct position according to our site plan. So let's go to our floor plan. I'm just gonna delete the section line again. Why we are deleting it is because we're gonna create a new section line that is parallel with our drawing. I'm just gonna move it up a bit. So if you want to create a new section line, just go on your top ribbon next to the little 3D house icon. Next to it, there's a section tool. Just click on that. Just click on the white space, drag, and click to place. Then you'll have your section line. Just gonna delete the second one. Okay, so now that we have drawn in our section, now we'll need to create floors to set up our levels accordingly. As you can see that I've placed on the drawing file floor heights for each section. So we will be going to our top ribbon, and then we got the architecture under the build section. Let's go to floor. Let's create a new floor. So if you'll see on your properties panel, there is a floor, the floor too, same as we've done previously with the walls. So we'll go edit type, duplicate. This is going to be 85 millimeter floor slab plus 25 millimeter screed plus 10 millimeter floor finish, and let's hit OK, and you'll see the type has been changed. So now we have to edit our structure. If you just go ahead and click on preview, you'll see that this is the current section of the floor, which only showcases our floor slab and a screed currently. So let's go edit. Our main structure, we would like that the thickness at 85 millimeters. Our finished floor screed has to be 25. So now we would like to add our 10 mil floor finish on top of the screen. So let's go insert and you'll see a new line being opened up. So this is the function of the top layer is finish. Let's go material. Let's click on our material button, click on the drop down, create new material, and you'll see default new material being shown. Right click on the material and go rename. We'll call this new floor slab. Let's just call it new 85 millimeter floor slab. Then we'll go to surface pattern can remain on none because we are not going to see the surface of our floor slab because there is a screed on top of it. But we are going to see the cut pattern that when we draw in our section. So let's go foreground, concrete, okay. Let's change the color to green because new concrete should be indicated as green as per South African national standards. And if we hit apply and okay, so I've assigned it to the incorrect area. I'm just going to give that a quick thickness of 10 and you'll see it pop up in green. So we would like that to be on our bottom one. So let's just go click on that, on the material of our floor slab. Click on the three dots. It's going to search new 85 millimeter floor slab. Okay. And you'll see it has changed. I'm just going to set my view to hidden line. As you can see, it has changed now. So the second one, finished floor screed. I've already created a screed within my template. So it's on the same principle if you do not have one. Let's go create new material. You'll see default new material. Click on it, rename, new floor, 25 millimeter floor screed. And we can make that would also be a concrete fill. We won't be able to see the surface pattern because we have tiles or some floor finish on top. So let's leave surface pattern as is. Cut pattern, we're going to change that to concrete, also to green, apply and OK. So now let's create our floor finish. So let's go again, create new material, right click on the new material, rename. Let's call this new 600 by 600 millimeter tile. So this surface pattern we will see. So let's click on the foreground. You'll see there's a drafting and model section. So we can scroll under drafting. You can see there's no indicator of tiles. Let's check if there's something under model. We'll see 150 by 150 squares, blocks, wood. So let's go ahead and click on the 150 millimeter squares. You just click on duplicate, fill pattern, and we'll call this our new 600 by 600 millimeter tile. So now the lines are currently still set up as 150 by 150. So we'll need to adjust this and take line spacing to 600 and same for the other line spacing. So just click OK. And then we have created our new pattern type without changing the 150 millimeter squares. So let's just hit OK. And there is our new foreground pattern. I'm just going to change the color to a dark black. We can change the cut pattern to diagonal up, just to show that it is a different material that is being placed on top of our screen. And let's just change that color also to black. If we hit apply and OK, you'll see on our section that it has changed. So let's go OK, apply and OK. So let's click on our rectangle option. And let's just drag in our floor. If we click OK, just like that, we'll see our floor has been placed. So if you go into 3D view, you won't be able to see your floor because we have drawn it inside of our site. So let's just check our site's height. You can see it's currently set at finished floor level. If we go to our section with finished floor level, there is our site. Due to the site being on finished floor level at 0, we'll have to figure out how are we going to set out our floor spacing. So if you just go into 3D view, if you are still in your floor plan, click on the 3D view in your top ribbon. Go ahead and click on your site. Now I would like to move the site down approximately 1.5 meters. So let's just go offset height from level minus 1500. And if you move your mouse into the workspace, you'll see the site has been moved. So I'm just going to go ahead and again just hide the CAD in our 3D view. So just go and click on the CAD, right click, hide in view, elements. And now we can see our floor slab that we have created. So now we need to create the second floor slab for this area. So go ahead to your top ribbon under architecture, floor. Let's make sure you have selected the one that we have created. And we're going with the line tool. So for this, we are going to just trace along the edges of our building just for now. I take that up against that wall. And that will get a little nook like that. Take it down. And this will continue straight. So I have created a step there. So I just need to trim and extend those two parts with TR on your keyboard, trim and extend. Or you can go to the top ribbon under modify, your trim and extend function. Click on that, just extend it there. And on this side. And let's just hit OK. So we go back into 3D view. You can see our new floor slab that we have created. Let's go back into floor plan, quickly draw in the top part. We go back to our architecture tab, floor plan, rectangle. Let's go with the pick lines tool this time. So then just click on that, click there, and click there. So our floor is there, there. As you can see, we have multiple loose lines now. So let's do the trim and extend. If you go to your top ribbon under modify for the trim and extend tool, we can just click there on our lines that we have created and connect them. And now for this part, we're going to go with create lines. So this one will go around and to the top of stair number 4. Let's trim and extend those corners and let's hit OK. So as you can see, the floor plan is being cut by the sand. The floor slabs being going into our site. So we would like the site to be connected to the underside of that floor slab. So let's click on the floor slab we have created here. Let's just check on our floor plan. So we want this to be 0. So let's go on our calculator. 1360 minus 680 equals 680. Just going to close the calculator quickly, go back to my 3D view. This is going up 680. And as you can see now, that floor slab for our private spaces has moved up from our finished floor level, which is this floor slab. So let's click on our site. Once you've clicked on your site, you'll see in the top ribbon, you are now where we modified our sub elements. So if you go and click on excavate and then click on your floor slab, you'll see that part has been excavated to accommodate our floor slab. And if we click on our floor, we want to do the same for the garage. So the garage needs to go minus 680. And once you hit enter, yes, okay, we will sort that out. As you can see, it's cutting again. So let's click on our site, go to your top ribbon under excavate, click on the floor slab, and there it has been successfully excavated. So if we have a look at our public spaces, we can see that it's also cutting into our site over there. So let's click on our site again, excavate, select our floor slab, and we'll see it being excavated. So now, if we decide we don't want this at that height anymore, we can move this down to 340, and the site would automatically update, taking into account the excavation that needs to happen. So let's put this back on 680. And there we have our 3 areas where we will be working on.